For today's class, we're going to need a chair, a blanket, also a half dome if you have one. And if you don't, then roll up a couple of hand towels so that they're quite dense after you've rolled them up. We're going to start by practicing a forward bend. A lot of times when we are forward bending, we will hinge from the hips, but what will happen is that we'll keep going forward after the hips stop moving. So if you notice, my lower back is rounded, my chest is coming forward. Today, all the poses that we're doing are going to be in a forward bend, stopping when the hips stop moving. So a good way for me to know what my range of motion is today is I'm going to put a water noodle behind my back, and the water noodle is touching my hips and my shoulders. Notice that I still have a little bit of a gap in the lower back for a neutral spine. As you come forward, don't allow the chest to come forward after the hips stop moving. This is my range of motion today. And then simply coming back up to stand. Again, moving forward. And coming back up. We're going to start today's class by doing a couple of pelvic tilts, standing using a chair. Now, if you are bending over and placing your hands on the chair seat, if you find that you're really reaching and the upper back is starting to arch, I want you to bolster and fold up a blanket to the height that you need. Feet are hip width apart, hinging from the hips, stopping when the hips move, and placing the hands on the chair. So your arms should be nice and straight, and your hands should be comfortably on the chair. Now begin by feeling where your sit bones are and your tailbone. And without moving your upper back, I'd like you to see if you can lift up the sit bones and the tailbone up towards the ceiling, and then rolling the pelvis so that the sit bones and the tailbone are pointing towards the floor. Moving back and forth, just allowing the lower back and the hips to move, keeping the upper back stable. And a few more times. And then wherever you are, I'd like you to bring your pelvis into a neutral position, so it's somewhere between the tailbone down and the tailbone up. Find that place where you still have a nice arch in the back, a neutral arch in the back. And you're going to pretend that your feet and your hands are glued to the floor, and you can't get them off. You're going to breathe out, come to the very end of your breath out, and see if you can lift up the right foot off the floor without actually lifting it. It's as if you're lifting, but you're not. And then relax the right leg. After you've completed your next breath out, you're going to try lifting up the left foot off the floor. So you're engaging the muscles in the left leg. The abdominal muscles are trying to pull that left leg or that left foot off the mat, and then slowly relax the left leg. Try with the hands and the arms. So come to the very end of your next breath out. See if you can lift up that right hand off the floor. Try to get the abdominal muscles to help you do this. And then relax. Next breath out. Lifting up the left hand, or trying to lift up the left hand, feeling the abdominals helping you. And then relax. As you breathe out, very slowly begin to come out of the bend. We're going to get rid of the blanket, and we're going to use or sit on our chairs. So I'd like you to, I'm going to demonstrate on the side and then I'm going to face you. But first, I want you to sit at the very edge of the chair so that you can feel that your sit bones are planted in the chair seat. And try to maintain a 90-degree angle in the leg. And I'm going to turn around and face you. Feet are hip width apart, legs are in a 90-degree angle, feet and knees are comfortable in this position, sit bones are in the seat. Take your left hand and place it on the outside of your right thigh and place the right hand just on the side of the chair. With your next breath out, I'd like you to begin to twist the upper body to the right. Now, don't use all your strength to do this. You're only going to move within your range of motion. You can stay here for a couple breaths. And with our next breath out, let's come to center. Move to the other side. Right hand on the outside of your thigh, left hand on the chair. Next breath out. Begin to twist the upper body. Again, you're moving within your range of motion. You're not stressing or straining anything. If you can breathe and talk at the same time, you are within your range of motion. If you can't talk, and if you are laboring for air, that means you have to back off a little bit. And then next breath out, slowly coming to center. One more time on each side. Twisting to the right. Watch your breath. I'd like you to take your left or right thigh and push the thigh into your left hand and the left hand into the right thigh. And see if you can open up the chest to the right a little bit more. Remember, you have to breathe and talk at the same time. And then next breath out, come to center. And then again, next breath out, you're going to twist to the left. And this time pushing the left thigh into the right hand. Seeing if you can open up the chest a little bit more to the left. I like to drop my chin when I'm in a position like this, so I really have to think about lifting my head up. Again, breathing easy. Next breath out, slowly coming back to center. From here, bringing the right hand to the side of the chair. I'm not grabbing it, I'm just placing it. Lifting up the left arm. As you breathe out, bending to the right. Getting long in the arm, reaching with the fingertips. Breathing easy. Next breath out, lifting the arm up. Breathe in, change arms. As you breathe out, bend to the left. Again, long in the right arm, reaching with the fingertips. If you find that your arm is bent, that top arm, I want you to see if you can really reach and get a nice arch in the arm. Next breath out, lifting up. Breathing in again, we're going to bend to the right again. Watch your breath. I'd like you to begin to lift up the right arm out to the side. That's going to add a little bit of weight. Breathing out, lifting both arms up. Breathing in, left arm down, right arm up. Breathe out, bend. Nice easy breath. Lift up the left arm. And as you breathe out, bring both arms all the way up to the ceiling, and then bring the arms down. We're just going to move our chairs out to the side. I'd like you to stand hip width apart, feet are facing forward. And rather than your pelvis coming forward, I want you to see if you can move the hips back so that you can feel the weight of your body in your heels. Pushing the hips back, begin to bend the knees as if you're going to sit in a chair. So notice that my lower legs are really nice and vertical. I don't have my knees coming forward. Everything is in a nice line. And push your heels into the floor as if you want to stand, but you're not going to. And then relax. One more time, pushing your heels into the floor. Relax. And third time, pushing your heels into the floor and relaxing. And see if you can push your hips back just a little bit more. Push your heels into the floor. Slowly, slowly, slowly engaging the muscles in the back of the legs. Standing. Again, breathing out, push your hips back. See if you can keep your shins vertical, your lower legs vertical. We're going to be shifting a little bit from side to side, but I want you to see what it feels like to shift to the left and to the right. And that's where we're collapsing into our hips. So coming back to where we started. I'm trying to find my balance here. Back to where we started. I want you to put all your weight into the left foot and the left leg. Now in this position, you'll feel a lot of your weight pressing into the heel, which is what we want. And then you're going to kickstand your right foot. So that means you're going to lift up the heel. You are going to shift a little bit to the left hip, and that's okay, but I don't want you to collapse into the left hip. Bring the right foot down. Same thing on the other side. Pressing into the right foot, getting the leg to engage, to feel the weight of your body, kickstanding, lifting up the left heel. Bring the heel down. Putting all your weight into your heels. Engage the muscles in the back of your legs as if you're going to stand. Feel the engagement. And then very slowly with resistance, I want you to stand. Grab your chairs. We're going to use the chair for balance mainly. Again, feet are hip width apart, toes are pointing forward. We're just going to shift our weight from side to side. Now, if you find that the weight of your body is more towards the front of your feet, it might mean that you're shifting your pelvis forward because your pelvis is the center of gravity. So we want to move the pelvis back so you can feel the weight of your body in your heels. You're going to shift from side to side, feeling the weight of your body shifting from one foot and one hip to the other. And then I'd like you to shift your weight into the left foot, the left leg. Feel some pressure in the hip joint. So what we may tend to do is push out through the hip. I want you to see if you can feel that leg bone in your upper leg coming into the hip socket. And then try to lift the right foot off the floor. You got your chair there for balance. And then bring that foot down, or the right foot down. Let's try the other side. Putting all your weight into the right foot. Feeling that leg bone pressing into your hip. The weight of your body should be in your heels. And see if you can lift up the left foot off the floor. Again, I don't want you to collapse. I want you to stand nice and straight. Both legs are straight. The left leg isn't bent. So you're pushing through that left heel as you're lifting up. One more time on each side. Pushing into the left foot, left leg, feeling the leg bone in the hip socket, lifting up the right foot. You'll notice that one side doesn't quite work as well as the other. Right foot down, and then the left. And then bring the left foot down. We're going to go a little bit further into this. So putting all of our weight into the left foot, feeling the pressure in the hip joint, feeling your weight in the heel of that left foot, lifting up the right foot off the floor. That right hip is going to lift up a little bit. I want you to forward bend. So that right leg comes out behind you. If you find that the right hip is lifting up, or if you're going into a twist, I want you to come out of the twist and see if you can get both sides of the pelvis lined up so that they're both the same height. And then depending on how or where your forward bend is today, you can maybe bend a little bit more. So I'm using the chair for balance. I'm not pressing on the chair. I'm just letting it give me that feedback. Bring that right leg down. Bring the foot down to the floor. Let's try the other side. Pressing into the right foot. Feel the weight of your body in your right heel. Feel the pressure in your hip. Lift up and bend. Again, watch the hips so that you're not twisting and that both hips, or both sides of your hips, are level. Coming out, bringing the foot down. Grab your dome, half dome, or your rolled up towels, whichever you decide to use today. We're going to start with the right foot. And what I'd like you to do is you're going to take the dome and you're going to put it more towards the right side of your mat. Now, the right foot is behind the dome. The left foot is out to the side. You're going to take your right foot and you're going to place the balls of your foot onto the dome or the rolled up towels and slowly bring the heel down. Now notice that I'm not bending my knee, that the leg is nice and straight. So the balls of your feet are like the knuckles in your hand, right at the base of the fingers. Feel those knuckles or those joints, and even in the thumb. You're going to see if you can feel the pinky ball and the big toe ball on the dome. And then you may want to take a step forward. Stay here for 1 or 2 breaths. Try not to tighten any other part of your body. You might find that the fingers or the hands start to clutch. You might find that the muscles in the glutes start to clench, shoulders start to get tight. See if you can relax all the muscles in your body, allowing just the muscles in the back of the leg to do the work. If you can take a small step forward with the left foot again. Try not to lean forward. See if you can get your hips over, your right hip over your right heel. And then step back. Come off the dome, and let's try the other side. So with the left foot, the dome is going to go past the center of your mat. You're going to place the balls, those joints right at the base of your toes, very end of your foot, on top of the dome. Heel comes down. Feet are hip width apart. Toes are pointing forward. If this is enough for you, stay here. To go further, take a small step forward with your right foot. Try not to get your pelvis forward. See if you can get your hip lined up with your heel. And then if you want to go a little bit further, take that right foot and bring it forward a little bit more. Again, my left leg is not bent, it's nice and straight. And then step back to come off the dome. You can use your chair for balance if you'd like. Place the dome or the rolled up towels in the center of your mat. Place the balls of the right foot on top of the dome. You're going to hinge forward a bit at the hips, and then place the left foot on the dome. As you breathe out, remember that forward bend that we did at the beginning of class? You're going to do that here. You feel a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Notice if one leg feels different than the other, and it may not. One more breath. Come halfway out of the bend and walk up off the dome. We're going to use our chairs again. We're going to sit on our chairs. I'm going to face you. Again, you're going to sit at the edge of your chair, feet and knees are hip width apart. I'd like you to roll your pelvis a little bit forward. So notice where the tailbone is, and roll the pelvis forward so you can feel the tailbone moving. Bring the right arm up. I'd like you to begin to rotate the hand forward and back. Now use the muscles in the forearm and the hand to continue the rotation. And then maybe get the elbow to start with, or continue the movement. So you've got the elbow, the forearm, and the hand moving here now. Now, I'd like you to use the muscles in the upper arm and the muscles in the arm joint. Begin to rotate the arm forward and back. Now notice that I don't lift up my shoulder and bring it down each time that I'm bringing the arm up and over and back. The movement is in the arm joint. And the next time that the arm is open to the ceiling, or you're doing external rotation, moving the arm backwards, I'd like you to lift up the arm and go into a small, small side bend. Come all the way back. Move the arm forward and back. One more time, forward and back. And bring the arm down. Just bring both arms down, and if you notice, if you're watching me, my right arm actually does look a lot longer and the shoulder is down. Let's try the other side. Lifting up the left arm, palm facing up. Begin to move the hand. So get the hand to initiate the movement. This is a real great one to try to help with lymph node drainage around the arm joint. And begin to use the forearm and the hand to rotate. Maybe the elbow, get that in there. And then start to use the muscles in the upper arm and the muscles in the arm joint to begin to do the rotation. And you'll find that maybe the rotation is a little bit deeper than it was just using the hand to do the movement. Now notice that I'm not lifting the shoulder as I'm moving forward and dropping it as I move back. I'm trying to keep my shoulders really nice and level here. A couple more times. Notice how the hand moves with the upper arm muscles. Next time that the palm is facing up and you're doing external rotation, moving the arm backwards, lift the arm up, maybe do a bit of a side bend, lift up, bring the arm back, but don't rotate forward, keep it back. Move the arm forward and back a couple times. Arm down. Last few minutes we're going to spend in just a resting pose. So stay seated in your chair. Bring the pelvis forward a little bit. Feel that natural arch in the lower back. Sit bones are near the edge of your chair. Arms are on your lap, and from here, closing your eyes and just noticing the breath. I want you to begin to breathe in and out to a count of 4. So you're going to count 4 as you breathe out and count 4 as you breathe in. So as you breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, breathing out, 1, 2, 3, 4, breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, one more time, 1, breathing out, 2, 3, 4, and breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue with the breaths out to 4, or come to your natural breath. Feel how the breath moves the body. Feel relaxed. And begin to quiet and down. like you to stay here for as long as you'd like to stay. Staying with the breath. And thank you for joining me.